Hello everybody, welcome to East West Gaming. I'm West.
I'm East, got another adventure for you.
Yes, we certainly have. So we've now spoke to Elm and we've got our ticket, so we're going to go to the SS Aqua and head over to the Kanto region.
Oh, haven't been back to the Kanto region in a while.
Stock up on a few potions, shall we?
I'm not too sure about needing potions. I'm the type that just goes straight for battling.
Well, I'm selling nuggets at least. Wonder how much Kanto's changed since Gen 1.
Shouldn't be that much, I reckon I can still take it easy.
I mean, like, the actual towns, do you think they've changed a lot? Do they look different, do you think?
No, I think they should look the same. Well, they probably made some updates to the, but it shouldn't have changed that much, I think.
The only one I remember that has changed is Cinnabar Island, because since Gen 1, the volcano actually erupted, and Blaine had to move his gym into a cave, because the whole island was gone.
Oh, is it, the cave that Articuno was in?
I'm not sure.
Seafoam Islands, wasn't it not?
It's only a small cave, I believe. When you walk in, he's literally there as soon as you walk in.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't even think there's any trainer battles. It's a very, very small cave. Sort of like the size of this Pokemon Center room.
Well, I do like the fact that, there's some sort of lore to it.
Yeah, that's what I like about these old games. There's story behind it. There isn't much story in the newer games. I think after Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, I would say, is the biggest sort of perpetrator for that. I'd say there's no story, next to no story in Sword and Shield. They tried a bit more, in the DLC, but with the main game, like Questline, there was hardly any story to it. It was just the guy, wasn't it, about taking all the power with Eternatus and stuff from the region.
I mean, I would have liked to learn more of the lore behind, but there really wasn't much at all, I think.
No, they did a bit more with Scarlet and Violet, where you had to find the Herbers with the guy, with the sick dog, the Mabostif. And each Herber sort of gave it back some of its strength. I like the story behind that, and, how the bullies all the bullied kids made their own, group and stuff like that. So it was pretty good.
I mean, they had separate storylines, didn't they?
They had quite a few different storylines going on, yeah. Pretty decent, to be fair. Right, so we're on the SS Aqua. Let's explore.
Do you know what? There's no SS and I can tell you that.
I do like the music on these cruise boats, quite nifty music.
It's very upbeat.
Yes, it is. Are you alone? Does it look like I'm with anybody else?
Well, yes, you've got your Pokemon with you, so you're technically not alone.
Hi, Canoland. Sent out Sandslash. Draina. Super effective. Of course it is.
You are like 20 levels above, Sandslash.
Golem as well. Let's bring Fury out. Test the Fury.
I mean,
look at that.
I mean, if Kanto is around about the same level as these trainers, I think it's going to be relatively easy. I mean, even the Elite Four was tougher than these Pokemon.
Yeah, they were, but I don't know. I remember Brock. I think it was Brock. Brock was one of the last ones you face when you go to Kanto. It starts off in Vermilion, I think. I think this is heading to Vermilion. So I think the first of the 8 is Lieutenant Sage. I'm sure of it. And it's around level 40 odd, I believe, yes, that's all. So similar to, slightly lower than the Elite Four. But I know it does go right up to level 70 odd with Trainer Red at the end. When you beat all the 8 gyms.
Well, you know, from Vermilion City, you can pretty much get anywhere.
No, there is a linear path, I remember. Because there's like Snorlaxes and stuff blocking certain ways and things. Or there's like certain people blocking certain pathways, so you have to go around a specific path.
Oh.
Oh, look at Delibird. Look how long his like sack is going round.
Oh, did you?
You can see it under his arm there, and then the sack goes all the way around here.
Fun
it's
fact,
a really long one.
That's not a sack.
Is it not?
That's his tail.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always thought he was holding his sack.
Everyone thought that, but no, that's like genuinely, that's the tail. Holds its tail like a sack.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like he's stealing, you know.
Well, you know, the other part is, you know, Delibird likes to give out a present, so...
Well, maybe the tail works like a sack. Like inside, you can store things inside it. Meg and Peg. Oh, look how cute Teddiursa is.
I know.
So cute.
I feel like Teddiursa looks a lot cuter now than in later, like, gens.
Yeah, they look too smoothed out later. Like you see tough to fur because of the graphics. Whereas later they just look like they're all made out of balloons.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss this graphic style because it does look a lot like here. I'm looking at Teddiursa, I'm just thinking, oh my god, that is the cutest thing, you know.
Even though it's all like badly pixelated, you can still, you know, it just gives that better effect. I think they must use the smoothed out versions of Pokemon. They must be easy to animate or something. That's why they do it. Even that fan feel looks better.
But I think it's just me, I just like the older art styles, like, you know, the older game styles. Because it's because I like the pixelated look, obviously.
Yeah, I do too. Ah, that room's done with.
Going through this relatively easily.
Like always. I'll probably get lost somewhere later, knowing me.
So not all rooms are full.
Fire Breather Lyle.
Yeah, you don't see fire breathers anymore, do you?
Funny thing is, they don't really use fire Pokemon. All of them. You see like the odd one with a Magmar.
Well, I feel like because don't you normally see a coffin close by to a Magmar and whatnot. So that's probably why they use it, because like you know, it's just in close proximity. Well, if it was going to use you know, self-destruct, couldn't have used it earlier instead of us having to waste a move. You know what I mean, right?
I know what you mean. Oh, he's using a fire type. Flareon. Oh, look how good Flareon looks.
Yeah, but like Flareon is not a naturally occurring Pokemon. Technically speaking.
There's only a few games, I think Sword and Shields and maybe Scarlet and Violet, where you do actually see evolutions wandering around wild. Most of the other games you never do.
Yeah, but like, think about it this way. If they require a Firestone to evolve, where did these Firestones come from? Or how did they know that you need a Firestone to evolve in the first place?
they must have just observed Eevee around in the past, like, you know, and just watched them, and you maybe they sort of headbutt a magma chamber or something, and then you just see them evolve. So they thought, oh yeah, we'll use some of that, and we'll test it on some other Eevee and see if they evolve.
Because in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, you can literally dig stones out in the underground.
And on Sword and Shield with the Digging Brothers, the Digging Duo.
Yes, but I'm just like...
Shiny stones, dawn stones, dusk stones, you name it. The Digging Duo can provide it.
I know, but I'm just wondering, how did these stones already have the patterns for specific evolutions?
And obviously with the Digging Duo, you had to pay them in watts, I believed. Because you got so many watts, didn't you, from doing the reed dens. Yeah, I've got to find the boy. Where's the boy?
Looks like you have to search everywhere again.
Yeah, he'll just happen to arrive when I find the kid with the captain. I think he's with the captain, I'm sure he is. I feel like he's going to be in one of these rooms. Oh, hello, still on. Yeah. Okay. I'm worried.
But not enough to go and search. Is he in an upper cabin?
Yeah, I suppose just checking room by room will eliminate everything. I think you'll get put into in one of the rooms when you press on that guy. It must activate from that point.
Oh,
because I've already been in like most of these rooms.
I was going to say this sailor wasn't in this room earlier.
Yeah, I think. Oh, excuse me. I think when you go downstairs to that other guy and tells you that the boy's missing, it sort of rearranges all the rooms again. So you have to revisit the rooms. I hope he's got the earth, he's throwing it. Woo! Shame the earth, the weight of the earth just doesn't do anything for me. Match up, I can see your ribs. My choke. I reckon his last one's going to be a Machamp.
We shall see.
Machop, Machoke, Machamp.
Oh, imagine if it's another Machop.
If you battle him maybe in a few years' time, you'll have 3 Machamps. Because the other ones would have evolved.
Yeah, but would you be able to like take on Machamp?
Easy. Not bad though, 1000 experience.
Still not enough to evolve.
It's Psyduck, not even a Machamp.
Well, he is a sailor, so he needs a water Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't be a sailor, I have to carry one of these crappy ducks. And then at least I can come aboard and have a battle, you know.
Well, to be honest, Psyduck is going to be, a lot more useful than say Magikarp.
I don't know, because is Psyduck going to be able to swim, considering his hands are just stuck above his head?
Yeah, but it knows Psychic as well, so,
To be fair, it could use its own psychic ability to levitate itself. A bit like Mewtwo. But you can only use Psychic once its headaches build up massively.
Yeah, but that was only like a Misty Psyduck. I think later on in the series you see other trainers using Psyduck, and Psyduck is
she's dad.
Supposed dad.
Mime, Mr. Mime. Mine. Isn't that the male version of Jinx supposed to be?
Yeah, supposed to be.
Imagine Mr. Mime and Jinx in an argument. Mr. Mime's like, don't come near me. And it just builds one of them invisible walls. Stay out my way.
Barrier.
And then Jinx is like, and just gives him the cold shoulder. Oh, look how cool Magmar looks. You look so good, Magmar. I'll just give you that one. You look so good. I'm still like debating what team I should use on ZA. I'm thinking of having Totodile, you know, as my starter on that. Because you've got Totodile, you've got Tepig, and I can't remember, was it Snivy, your third one?
I think so. I'm not too
Because
sure.
it's like Legends Arceus, where you've got like one from different regions. But I'm thinking Totodile for myself. Because Totodile was one of my favourite water types.
Oh yeah, and then I mean Totodile I think was like one of my favourites, like, you know, pre-evolutions, and then, you know, but I don't.
That means they're probably going to give you a Mega Evolution form for the first time.
Ooh.
Mega Feraligator. Unless it wasn't Feraligator at the time, or it was a Feraligator, but it was a different type, like
Regional.
like a regional type one, yeah. A bit like the
Hisuian ones.
The Hisuian one, yeah. I mean, it'd be good. It'd be nice to see. I've seen the Dragonite, and I'm not particularly fond of the Mega Dragonite.
But then I'm just thinking, yeah, how far in the future would ZA actually be compared? Because obviously, like, we know.
I'd say it's got to be a few hundred years. I would say at least.
I'm not. I mean, obviously, until we know.
Because there's force fields and everything. We haven't even got that tech now, so. You know, I've seen like holographic barriers and stuff surrounding them, so I'm thinking it's got to be a few hundred at least.
Well, with
But
how technology
won't know.
changes really quickly, it could just be like, you know, 10 years or something like that.
We'll find out. I'm sure there'll be some indicator in the game that'll tell us, you know, how far it is ahead. My guess is it's, you know, at least 100 years or more in the future. Because it's X and Y area, so it's Kalos. So yeah, it's going to be... It'll tell you, probably, oh yeah, the old Kalos region, it'll say this has changed a lot in 100 years or 200 years. It's somewhere, it'll throw it in somewhere and tell you.
Because I remember, like, there wasn't much. I mean, there was obviously a lot to explore back then, you know. But I'm just wondering what makes this, like, obviously it's going to be like a city setting, how they could expand it out to be the entirety of, you know, the map. Because obviously they're going to be like sectioning off each quarter of, you know, of the city like they did originally.
You know, I know they've done a Gen 1 remake quite a few times, because they've done it with like Leaf Green, then they did it with Let's Go Eevee, but I want a proper remake of it. Like a realistic, proper remake. Like Scarlet Violet style, not BDSP remake style, like Scarlet and Violet style.
Sort of like open world.
Kind of open world, but better, yeah, not BDSP style, because I know to a BDSP and a few others, like they seem like they're just a quick remake. It's what a proper remake. Not Pokemon Go style either, normal. I just love the nostalgia of Kanto. I just want a proper...
No, I won't lie. Like
one that they spend a lot of time on, like Scarlet and Violet, for instance. It probably took them at least 3 years or 4 years to develop. At least spend 3 or 4 years, not just 6 months. Let's just copy this data in, put it in that graphic style. There you go, remake. That seems like how they're making the games.
I mean, you know, they'll probably say that they're not planning to remake Red and Blue or, you know, green.
There's the child of the captain. We found you. Captain, play with me, please. Grandpa's worried I have to go. Go find Grandpa. Yeah, go to your grandpa, he's worried.
No, but I think they probably won't remake Red and Blue for some time. You know.
Give me a Mew for finding your granddaughter, please. No, they won't. They'll remake all the others first. So they'll do Black and White. They'll do X and Y, and I don't know about Sun and Moon because that's fairly decent looking still, but they probably will remake it because they've remade every other one, so they're going to go through them all one by one.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, they sort of already remade it because they made their Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and then they did Black and White 2 as well, so technically they were remakes.
But they are doing a Black and White remake again.
I know, but I'm just like, how can you really remake it when you've already did a Black and White 2 not too long after Black and White?
Well, I'm figuring that it could be a remake as a sense, or they could just call it Black and White 3 and have a totally different one. You never know. But if they do a remake, I want the Dream World thing back. Where you have, is it White Forest or Black City? Black City, White.
Well, technically that's already in the game itself. It's not part of the Dream World.
I thought it was a part of that thing. What they turned off, so you can't access the thingies again.
No, you can still.
Them specific areas were part of the actual thingy, weren't they? What they switched off.
No, so it was part of the base game itself. You're thinking about the Dream World where you could send Pokemon, like, you know, into a different, like, into the Dream World to, you know, collect new other Pokemon and, like, items that you normally couldn't.
I mean, it's been a long time since I played that, so... I mean, you've probably played it more recently than me, so...
I mean, I haven't really played the Dream World very much. Like I said, Black and White wasn't a series that I enjoyed, so I didn't actually complete it as quickly as I should have before they turned off the Dream World.
You know, Black and White were actually most of the modern fans now. That was one of their favourite gens, Black and White. There's the Snorlax that I was on about earlier. Blocking my way. So you can't just skip through the cave. I mean, they did think it through, but they've just done it to make it linear, so you have to follow that specific pathway. I mean, I don't know how I remembered all that, but I remembered it pretty well. I did play this game like 10 times though, so... No, there's more than 8 gyms in Kanto. You've only included 8 gyms.
Nope. Now, officially, you know, Pokemon have already said there's only 8 gyms total in all of Kanto. So they're dismissing, you know, the anime.
Nah, we don't care what they say. We've seen it with our own eyes. There's more. Can't just change things as you go along. Keep to the law. Include it in the law. Just accept that there was more gyms in Gen 1, and then in the next regions they stuck to a specific like protocol where they only had 8. All they need to say is something like that. Stick to the law, don't dismiss something you've already done. Because that's not the way to go.
Well, I don't mind if they, you know, if they just had 8 in the games, but then, you know, they put out a statement saying that the anime is a lot more expansive than what
Look
the
at
games
the colour
offer.
of that Oddish.
You know?
It's got to be like a shiny Oddish. Like a shiny variant of shinies. An ultra rare one.
Imagine they start doing that now. Like, there's the shiny Pokemon, and then there's the, you know...
There's a shiny. Your chances of getting a shiny is 1 in 4,000 odd of the shinies. So you've got no chance, basically.
Now, how about, yeah, a volume back the base base rate 1 in 12,000.
7,000 I think it was, silver and gold.
No, I'm talking about the original base for gold and silver. It's like 1 in 12,000.
No, it's 7.
Was it 7? No.
Yeah, it's 1 in 7,000 I think it is. I'll have a look, see what the rate was. Shiny rate for silver and gold. 1 in 8,192.
Why did I think 12,000?
Which makes sense because the modern one is exactly half of that. So it's 1 in 4,090 or whatever it is. So yeah. 1 in 8,192. Yeah. Still, that's very, very difficult to get.
I think they need to increase the difficulty to 1 in 1 billion.
1 billion.
Imagine that now.
Right, now we're in Vermilion. We're going to take a break, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to hear our gossip even more. West signing out.
Yes, had a lot of fun today, and see you next time. East out.
Drink on the social, feeling like the club, gonna be the best. Pushing all the boundaries and playing for a game. Say Super Bowl and remember our name. East and West, gonna war.